we focus on what can be that 20% that makes 80% of the project done, or what can be that 20% that causes the most impact. Hi friends, welcome to episode 32. This is Genesis, and today we're going to talk about the Pareto principle, or the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule was discovered by an Italian economist named Vilfredo Pareto, who discovered that 80% of Italy's land was owned by 20% of the population. This principle applies to almost anything. It doesn't matter which industry or which area. Some examples of this are 80% of a company's sales are generated by 20% of the customers. 80% of a software's crashes might be caused by 20% of the most reported bugs. 80% of a project's tasks might take up only 20% of the total time. This is a tool for us to be more productive and to focus on what really matters. Because if we try to tackle everything as equally and as with the same hierarchy, we might end up wasting time. But if before starting a task, we focus on what can be that 20% that makes 80% of the project done, or what can be that 20% that causes the most impact, what can be the 20% that is more important to tackle first. Maybe yes, we have to do all the projects, but maybe we can start with that 20%. For example, if you're art directing or you're creating a poster or you're doing some art, maybe the 20% is the concept, is the layout, it's like putting everything into place, and maybe you leave all the details and the hair and the little effects for the end. This is a rule that was also shared by Tim Ferriss, and he tells us to write a list of 1 to 5 things that we need to accomplish, and then to ask ourselves, of all these things that we need to accomplish for this project or for this day or for this particular task, what is the thing that if done first can make everything else easier? Or what is the thing that if done first can make everything else irrelevant? If the most important thing is doing project A, we're not gonna be doing project C, even if project C maybe it's equally important, because maybe if we do project A, that's gonna give us some information for project C. Let's say project A, it's a software that we're creating that helps us do things faster. So if we do that thing faster, maybe we can apply the same software and use that as a tool for the other projects. For example, in business also it can be, what are the clients that bring 80% of the revenue? What are the projects that are more important for the company? Of course, we do need to accomplish all of our goals, but what are the goals in your life that maybe make all the other goals easier? For example, if you get in shape and that's one of your goals, to be healthy, that might give you more energy to do all the other things, like be more creative, and now that you have accomplished being healthier, that gives you more energy to be more creative. Or if one of your goals is to be more present with your family, being healthier and exercising daily gives you more energy and more vitality to make the time with your family more enjoyable and more alive. That way we can use the 80-20 rule to filter what are the key things that we need to tackle first in our life that are going to give us the more results, that are going to make us more productive, and that are going to take us farther in life. Thank you so much. I hope you like it. See you next time. Bye.